The last Ionians. In this episode, we'll be exploring the answer to the question, what is the arkhe, posed to Xenophanes, a poet from Colophon, and the critical philosophical doctrine he created with his unique style. We will also touch upon the views on arkhe of Heraclitus, one of the most important thinkers of Ionian philosophy, who is known as the obscure philosopher due to his difficult-to-understand style. A sharp-tongued poet, Xenophanes. The first half of the pre-Socratic era ended with the death of Pythagoras and the destruction of the city of Miletus in 494 BC. The thinkers who came after this period were no longer just the founders of science, but also true philosophers. Xenophanes, who was born in the city of Colophon near present-day Izmir, was the first of these philosophers. Moreover, he was not only a philosopher, but also a poet and theologian who made relentless criticisms on social and political issues. According to some, Xenophanes had no teacher, while others say he took lessons from Athenian Botan or Archelaus. Like Pythagoras, Xenophanes, who served as a bridge between Eastern and Western cultures, was exiled from his hometown in his 20s and wandered through various cities of Greece for 67 years as a travelling poet, reciting both his own poems and those of others. He lived in Zancla and Catani in Sicily, and finally settled in Elea, where he founded a school of philosophy. Like the Milesian school, Xenophanes put forward his own understanding of the universe and argued that the basic element is neither water nor air. According to him, the basic element is earth, because everything is born from earth and will end up in earth again. Xenophanes' observation of fossils also has an important place in the history of science. Seashells have been found in the mountains far from the sea, traces of fish and seals have been found in the quarries of Syracuse, and flat shapes of all kinds of sea creatures have been found in Malta. All this happened years ago when everything was covered in mud, and these traces dried up in the mud. Xenophanes is also known for his opposition to the common belief in gods. He strongly criticized the idea that gods are in human form and that the mistakes made by humans are attributed to gods. For this reason, he opposed the anthropomorphic polytheistic understanding in the epics of Homer and Hesiod and the tradition of portraying gods in an immoral way from time to time. He said, if oxen, horses and lions had hands and could draw and create works of art like humans, horses would draw their gods like horses, oxen like oxen, and they would make the bodies of their gods in their own image. The Ethiopians say that their gods are flat-nosed and black, and the Thracians that theirs have blue eyes and red hair. Xenophanes went even further and claimed that there is only one God. Thus, he became one of the first to advocate the idea of one God. According to Xenophanes, God is the sole ruler of the universe and is infinite. His essence is spherical. He is eye, ear, mind, thought, and infinite. He is the most powerful of all beings, so there is nothing more powerful or weaker than him. He is invincible by anything, and nothing can surpass him, because there cannot be anything more powerful than the most powerful. The view that God stands at a fixed point in the universe and moves the world with his thought is an important view that will later form the basis of Aristotle's thoughts on this subject. Even from the few fragments of Xenophanes of Colophon that have survived to this day, it is understood that his thoughts and personality made him an influential thinker of his time. His struggle against the world and ideals created by Homer with his harsh criticisms, and his shaking of both the prevalent religious understanding and political structure of the society he lived in provide important information about his personality. However, Xenophanes' criticisms of Homer's religion do not mean that he did not accept Homer's greatness or that he was an atheist. On the contrary, it is clear that he laid the foundations for the religious views of later great thinkers with his belief in one God in the sense of pure knowledge and power. Furthermore, the idea in his philosophy that the polis, that is, the city-state, should be a place where only mortals, that is, humans, live, in other words, the dream of a human world, is a very bold thought for that period. because in this way he clearly states that he has removed God from the world of humans and placed him in a separate place. For a life that is both good and happy, that is, for a society as he desires, he develops a brand new human model. This model is a human model that has achieved perfection both morally and personally. At the heart of this model lies the wisdom of the human being who knows his philosophical and moral responsibility, does not shy away from struggle, is not afraid to be different, can think theoretically, and dares to know what is right and just at all times, that is, who behaves in a manner befitting a human being. This wisdom knows the meaning and limits of being human, just as it knows that man is not God and cannot live alone. Man cannot fully grasp the truth, but the important thing is to attain the necessary knowledge to approach the truth. Man's struggle for truth is his struggle to know. This struggle is also a struggle to realize that the universe cannot be fully explained. Certain things, meanings and explanations will always remain open-ended, so that we can always go further and progress. This understanding of wisdom is actually the true essence of human virtue, that is, arkhe, and the structure that the ideal city-state should have, because this wisdom will instill in people the responsibility of living together. Therefore, this wisdom is the guarantee and true essence of the city-state.